So I'm back at it again. I decided to do a specific design that I created myself in Photoshop. I call it the St. Louis Collegiate look. Um, Kind of a tribute to my hometown or whatnot. But I normally would do it as DTF or DTG, or subbing it on a white shirt. But I like the definition of HTV in itself, so I decided I'm gonna go ahead and do this one as a layered as a layered HTV look. Plus, it's taking it back to where I started from. Before any of the print methods, I was in HTV, and HTV meant figuring out how to do things in a more difficult yet simplified manner by breaking it down into a SVG format. So I did have to go and bring my Photoshop file into Illustrator and create outlines from the text in it, so they're no longer actual fonts. I broke them down into shapes, united them, and then made compound paths and brought them out of Illustrator. So now I'm going to bring them up um, in Silhouette Studio, and this is business edition that I'm using. There are two separate designs here. Well, two separate colors. And you can see if I move one out, that is two separate designs. Let me bring you all in closer so you can see a bit. Excuse the wobbly camera. I still have to figure out how to change the settings on here. But at either rate, you can see now it's two separate colors. So I'm gonna cut one in white, one in black. But the black is going to layer behind the actual white on this. I want to test something too before I do any of that. But because I kind of wanted to knock the white and the black out completely. So what I'm doing is actually opening up the modify panel, and I'm gonna see if I can subtract these out. So you all get to see me do it real time, because I hardly ever jump into Silhouette now. So you all get to see if I mess it up real time. Let's see. Alright, so now the black layer, the white will sit inside the black. Well, the black will sit inside the white, so to speak. Alright, so what I use the subtract function to do this. So usually what I do before I begin anything is that's about a good dimension. I move one of the layers out. Let me flip it first. I always flip it horizontally before I cut the HTV. So now you all are seeing it right reading, when in all actuality on my screen it's in reverse. But I do that for the purpose of making sure that sometimes when you do it in the software, it doesn't come out right. So I'm gonna move this over to the edge, and then I can send it to cut. I do have a Cameo for that I got when it first came out. I upgraded from a Cameo 3, or at least what I thought would have been a full upgrade. But I do also have a Cricut Maker that I loaned out right now. So let's get into it. And let me grab the white HTV, because this is actually what I grabbed, because I was only going to do the center of the design itself in white, but I decided to go ahead and cut the white outline as well. So be right back, grabbing the white HTV. Back. Hope that wasn't too long, but it does get kind of loud too. And this one I am going with 11 inches on it. I'm really big on trying to save as much HTV as possible. Even though I don't use it as often, I still don't like waste. So I need this one to be at least 10 out. Because what I like to do is actually cut it off the roll instead of running the whole roll. Y'all get to see my cutting skills. I'm gonna cut this, and this is a Fiskars cutter. The last HTV job I did was some work shirts for a company, which was 50 shirts that was all white HTV. So I have a lot of it left now. So this is, so we're gonna do glossy side down. On the mat, and we can send this one to cut. Alright, so we're gonna load it up, bring it to the machine, line the edge of the mat up with that, load it. And it's on a simple cut. I have changed my cut settings because I noticed that sometimes the force wasn't good with specifically black HTV. For some reason, I wouldn't get enough force with it. So as opposed to just keep changing it, I saved that setting. So we're gonna go ahead and send this one to cut. Send as is, since I've already flipped it in the software. And now you get to see it cut. On this part here, you see me going through, I just finished cutting the white layer, and now I'm going to do the black HTV. it's kind of ironic what ends up happening at the end as well. But I'm moving out the white layer, bringing a black layer in. And again, like I said, it shows right reading in the video, but actually on screen it's in reverse. I do flip the design, as I mentioned, in advance. That way I don't have to worry about remember doing it in the software itself. I wish I could have zoomed in a bit closer so you can actually see what I'm clicking on the screen. I'm going to try to work that in and figure out how to flip back and forth from camera views going forward. As you can tell, I'm still new to editing because I did speed this up a bit and cut out the original audio because I sounded like a chipmunk. But now I'm cutting the black HTV, um, and it's the same size as the white. So you'll see me go through that. I also doused the sound a bit because the Cameo 4 is quite loud when it goes through the cutting process. There is a firmware update they released that cut it down quite a bit, but it used to be way louder. Um, but here we go, off to cutting. So now I need to grab another shirt. And as I mentioned before, I keep them in totes. You know what? I can actually get away with 2 shirts now that I think about it. Because I wouldn't want to put that black in there on a black shirt. So I'm going to try something. Pre-press. Always pre-press because you don't know where moisture is coming from. If you got moisture in there, you may run the risk of losing your design. Center line. And this is what I do for my center line. I just press right at the collar so you can see it doesn't do anything but center crease. For this one, I'm going to use just the white outline. Do 3 inches off the neck. This is what I use for my 3. There's other methods like the finger method. I'm not into the finger method a whole lot. I did when I first started, but as time moves on, no. Because I found out that 3 of my fingers is not average, so I stopped really using it. If I lay my fingers up there now, you'll see it. And we're going 15 seconds at 305 degrees. I did not cover it with anything since it still has the carrier sheet on it. And these are hot peel. You can wait till it cools off, or you can go for it. So we're gonna just pull it on now, real time. So you have that one. And when you see me cut a black and a white, I was gonna layer it in, change my mind a bit there. And now gonna do the white one.
Purple.
Do my center crease. Now you could probably see it better on this one, but the crease in the neck. Helps with back placement too. All right, see you later. You can kind of eyeball it. Step to the side whenever in doubt. If you look from this way and you see it tilted, it's bad. But this is how I do it. I don't know if you can see back here in this corner, but I have all types of like this. Adds so much time to the process. They're good when you're starting out, but as you get used to doing this, it starts becoming a little bit time consuming in a way. I'm going to cover this one because I do have something that's kind of sticky on the outside of the carrier that I keep filling up under my hand. So I'm going to cover this one with the cover sheet. Oh, and a little bit of background about the shirt. This is Money Bag Cupid. The link will be down below if you do want to purchase it. There is matching socks that I did create with this. This is sublimation. So it's pretty cool. this one is done. My hot peel. Boom. This is Siser HTV, by the way, being used. But there you go. You have the whole knockout look and using the shirt as the actual white as opposed to layering it. When I first was doing it, I was gonna layer it, but change of heart. The link for these shirts will be down below as well. They are available on my online store. This was like a demo just to show you all. And again, there you go. St. Louis, born and raised, STL native. Design Life, over and out.